Horus, the next $500 flop. Now, first of all, if you spent $500 on a Horus car, a Horus engine, a Horus stack, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pre-sales were $150. What? I don't even know where to begin with this. So, somebody dropped in our Discord the other day and was like, "Hey, this is the next $500 flop." And I was like, "But pre-sales were $150. So wouldn't it be the $150 flop at that point in time?" So let's talk about the realistic thing that's happening here with Horus and some of the post Age of Overlord good stuff that's happening here. So I've been told by a lot of people on my comments, people like, "Robbie, you are not giving Horus the proper respect it deserves. You know what? The Horus package is going to be the best deck in the room. All right, your little fat ass is going to understand this. All right, you're going to lose to every Horus deck you can possibly run into." I think that people get very strong opinioned. People feel very passionately about these things. Now, there's a difference between an engine being the greatest innovative thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, like SP Little Knight, by the way, that's broken, versus something that we can splash into a deck and do its thing. Because I can personally tell you from the amount of matches that I have watched to this point in time, that, and I've read good opinions from players that compete competitively, that if you don't see the Sarcophagus, or you don't see that Mseti, and you draw the Aegis of Horus, which is terrible. I love Hoppy to death, but he's a brick. And if you draw Dumbledef, or whatever its name is, those are all bricks. Well, you could play Trade-In and things like that, and we can get creative. No. Trust me, I played Pure Horus for a while. You're not trying to play Pure. All right, if anything, you're going to optimize it as an engine. So, okay, so you've got, if you are really trying to play this deck, and you're trying to play 3 Dumbledef, 3 Hoppy, 3 Aegis, and you're trying to play triple Mseti, you are asking for Brick City, all right? I built houses for a living with Monarchs, all right? I played that format, all right? I psyched another Monarch player out into thinking that my hand was the craziest thing ever, and he passed his turn because he was so scared of my face-down stupid card that I couldn't even activate, all right? It was amazing. I was just like, man, next turn, this is going to be amazing. I'm sitting here, I'm bluffing. 2014, 2015 was a wild time in this game, all right? Like, we're building houses out here, and people want to go back to that era of building brick houses with Horus cards. No, stop it. Get some help, all right? So, what else is there about this, don't even get me started on getting your Mseti ashed. Oh, boy. Here's the greatest thing about this engine that you haven't realized yet. You need the Sarcophagus. The Sarcophagus is love. The Sarcophagus is life. That little brick, all right, that card that lets you up to 4 times per turn bury one of your friends, call out the squad. Yeah, you need that card. You know what happens when you go -2 on the Mseti? Well, you got 3 cards left in your hand. People don't understand the frustration of playing this. Actually, I was just playing Horus Gate Guardian, doing some playtesting this morning. I got my Mseti ashed 4 times in 4 games. All right? Yeah, and the Horus package is going to change the way people play the game. Yeah, I bet. Also, I mean, there are really bad players out there that will ash their Sarcophagus. I guess seeing the discard out of the hand is usually pretty good. So that means that if I'm playing the Sarcophagus and I'm discarding one, the ash it, that means I have to burn the rest of my cards technically set up. So not always am I going to view that point as bad, but it does kind of tend to be a little bit more of a choke point than I think a lot more people kind of... If you're converting your entire hand into Horus friends, then, sometimes it feels really bad. And then, of course, there's always going to be the giant trainer. Depending on the package you're playing in the build, the giant trainer stack up to go 1, 2, 3, draw those good cards, maybe ping your opponent for 2,400, or you're like me, you only ping them for 800 because that's how it works. That little package, that little deck thinning that you're getting there, tends to be the thing that makes this work out. I'll be honest, I'm just frustrated. Seeing people that have no idea how the Horus package works or have an understanding of it, or they're like, oh, I'm gonna just play 1 Hoppy, 3 Imseti, 1 Sarcophagus. You know what? Congratulations. Optimized numbers. You understand fundamentally the package and the way that it's supposed to work. Now, if you're playing pure, okay, 1, 2, 2, 3 is probably going to be the best. 3 Sarcophagus, 3 Campoic. I can forgive that, all right? Trying to play the pure build is a lot more fun. If you're trying to play the Runic Splash package out here, obviously Imseti's the Sarcophagus. You're playing the Giant Trainer package to net some cards. That's okay. Playing it in tier elements. Here's the thing about tier. So many people have also told me, nope, tier's going to be the best way to play this. The competitive tier community is telling me that's not the case. The competitive tier community is telling me actually the exact opposite of people that have no idea how to play tier. They're telling me that this is actually absolutely garbage in the deck. It forces you to play really bad cards to filter through the deck, and that they would just rather play better cards. Wow. Huh. It's almost like the Therio squad versus the testing squad has absolutely no idea what in the world they're talking about. Okay, so the tier players are telling me that this is absolutely bad. To be fair, we do have 3 versions of tier going around. You're playing Shyama, you're not playing Shyama. You're playing the Herald package in here. You have, oh man, what else? We have the Braum Poke old school build that I feel like they've just mastered out here at this point in time. And people, I agree with a lot of the tier community. Why do I want to take out the consistent cards for maybe a chance to call out some homies off of a Pharaonic Sarcophagus? Once again, what if I don't high roll that Imseti? What if I just draw my Hoppy, and now I'm stuck with a dead Hoppy in my hand for the rest of the game, and it could be, a Herald that I could be using as a starter. These are the things that I don't think people are getting about the Horus package. So back to the original point of this video. Is this package going to be the next $500 flop? No, it's not. The Horus package is going to do a lot more for the game than I think people think. But I also think that a lot of the ideas and things that people have on the very early front are going to be challenged by the splashability of the engine. I think a lot of people are going to try this in as many decks as they can, and that's not a bad thing. I think people getting the chance to explore the different options is a good thing. All right, that's what deck building's for. It's a lot of trial and error, all right? I understand that people want to be I'm going to play this, and they go 4-0 at their locals, and they're like, yeah, I beat every rogue meta player there. And it's cool. You ran through locals, you didn't run through a regional. I mean, here's your pat on the back, Tiger. You got him. Good job. But at the end of the day, it's I can probably go to my locals and play a really trash tier 2 deck. Maybe, what if I go to locals and I run through a Numeron? Oh, well, suddenly, I'm going to get a big head and be well, Numeron's tier 1, my opinion now matters. It's yeah, you're cool. I mean, the theory's now presented at the table. Now we can go ahead and analyze this. We can understand why this deck performed and did as well. And we can, try to replicate these results. And if the replication fails, then we consider it a one-off event. And it's just that. And I think a lot of the early results that people are getting are, hey, this seems really good. There's not a lot of fundamental testing. But $150 for a splash package that you can honestly put into a lot of decks. It's not $500. Stop it. All right. I think a cheap price tag for something a lot more splashable is always going to look way more enticing for players. And that's always an important thing. All right. So that's something to kind of keep in mind out here. I went through a lot of the results and things in this video that I've heard out of the Horus results, and a lot of the theories and things I've been seeing from a lot of players being presented. And I think a lot of those ideas are going to be challenged in the near future as more and more people go, this package sucks in some of these decks. What was I thinking playing these ratios? once again, you have to perfect the art. It really does show. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back in there in a day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.